Morning, afternoon, or whatever, gamers. I've got some not so breaking but still relevant news to catch you guys up on this week. Check it out. Xbox One boss Phil Spencer discusses that he's going to reverse last summer's policy, saying that they're going to be taking a gamer-first approach going forward and discontinuing their heavy focus on TV and other media. This is great. I mean, a gaming console should generally be a gamer-first approach, so this is actually kind of average. Well, it's not the first time Microsoft has completely changed directions. When releasing the Xbox One, they ripped out tons of features because fans hated them. There's an odd myth that somewhere in New Mexico, there's a landfall that has millions of copies of E.T. buried in it. For those who don't know, this was because E.T. was such a terrible game, it was believed that Atari actually bought up millions of copies that failed to be sold and buried them. Well, that myth is going to be unveiled soon enough, as the New Mexico Environmental Department has given a documentary crew the okay to go ahead and start excavating the site in search of the games. Something people have been waiting for a long time is finally here. Mario Kart 8 is going to allow you to customize what items will be in any course. This is great because nobody liked the blue shell, especially the guy in first place. Or if you want to make Mario Kart a challenge of skill, which is ridiculous, but whatever, you can actually take out all the items. Fun? Amazon wasn't kidding around when they said they wanted to get into the gaming business. Just recently, Amazon hired Portal designer Kim Swift and Far Cry 2 designer Clint Hawking, putting the industry veterans to work at the retailer's newly established Amazon Game Studio. At the beginning of the week, a story was released about the biggest and most expensive game jam failure in history. For those who don't know, a game jam is when a group of game developers come together to work for a few days and jam out a cool game. Hence, Game Jam. However, this time, the jam was funded by Maker Studio and apparently had spent $400,000 on the whole event. I won't give you the entire story, but I really suggest you read about it. All in all, it was ruined by one very sexist man with way too much power. Hardcore JRPG fans rejoice. Square Enix is thinking about focusing on their roots, aka hardcore JRPGs. After the success of Bravely Default, Square Enix is thinking about giving up on its mass appeal market and focus on what they know best. Not only did they end up being games that weren't for the Japanese, said Matsuda, but they ended up being incomplete titles that weren't even fit for the global audience. Well, Square Enix, I'm glad for you. Now pop out a good Final Fantasy and we'll be set. Gamers, that's it for me for this week. The world of gaming is continuing to be filled with rather odd stories, and that's great, because it makes for some pretty good news.